There I am. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for watching Buying Black with Kim Steward. I am Kim Steward, and I have a awesome show for you all today. And of course, we are all about collaboration over competition. So tonight, I have on two of my photography friends, my photog friends, to speak with. And of course, I'm Kim Steward of Kim Steward Photography. So I am a photographer too, and we're just going to have an awesome conversation. I am very passionate about bringing profit to your passion, people starting a business, how they get started, and we give advice and tips on this show. I just want you to do you. Test it and try it, test it and try it, test it and try it. Whatever fits for me, whatever fits for one of my guests, whatever fits for you, it can all be different. However you want to start your business, just start. Go ahead and just start. Do it. Try the tips, try the advice. If it doesn't work, try something different. It's all about testing things and seeing what works. Okay. I'm going to have a solo show one day so I could just give out all the stuff because people ask me so many things. And I love that we're all sharing and giving advice, but this is just going to be an awesome show for you today. Okay. So first guest that I want to share with you all is Sarah Roberts. Sarah was born and raised in Fitzgerald, Georgia, born to Matthew and Laura Baker. She's the youngest of 5 children, and she graduated from Fitzgerald High School. She currently lives in Palm Coast, Florida, and she's married to Kenneth Roberts. They're going to be celebrating their 16th wedding anniversary this June, and they have 2 handsome boys, KJ 13 and Isaiah 8. She loves spending time with her family, traveling, eating, shopping, and just enjoying life. She's a photographer under her own company called Peculiar People Photography, and she's had a love for art since she was a child. Her love for editing photos began around the year 2012, and she also has a love for graphic design, which started around 2012 as well. In July 2018, she left her corporate America job, stepped out on faith to pursue her passion full time, which was actually in graphic design with hopes of starting photography. And being both are very extensive fields, she ended up making a decision on which one she wanted to put the most time into, and her love for photography won. So here she is today, full-time photographer and loving every minute of it. Help me welcome Sarah Roberts of Peculiar People Photography. Welcome, Sarah. Can you hear me? Sarah, can you hear me okay? Uh-oh, I don't think she can hear me. Hold on, let me try that again. All right, there we are. Hey, Sarah, can you hear me? Uh-oh. Oh, she must be logging off and logging back in. All right, we'll get back to Sarah. Sorry about that, guys. My next guest is Eli. Hold on, let me switch things up now. And it's all right, we're human, we make mistakes, and even in business, we make mistakes. And they're not even called mistakes, they're called trial and errors. They're called lessons that are learned. So let me tell you about my next photog friend, and Sarah's gonna come back, I know she is, all right? So next I have Douglas Eli Evans Jr. He is the owner of Eli Douglas Photography. He started his photography career in 2013 in his hometown of Detroit, Michigan. I'm from Detroit too, so I had to give that little shout out. So in 2017, he relocated to Florida, looking to expand his career in photography. And over the last 8 years, he spent countless hours behind the camera, capturing special memories for families, doing weddings, private and corporate events, family portraits, and lifestyle photos. Eli enjoys documenting special moments and strives to create a body of work that is timeless, organic, and natural. He loves getting to know the people he photographs, which helps him tailor to and capture their true essence. He captured weddings in Florida, Michigan, Alabama, and Georgia, with plans to work throughout the entire country and abroad. He loves what he does, and he plans on one day in the near future opening his own studio/gallery, creating a place to showcase his work and provide a space for other artists to grow and display their art. That is amazing. Please welcome Eli Douglas of Eli Douglas Photography. Eli, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon. Good
evening. Good
evening.
evening.
All right, let's see if Sarah could pop back in. All right, Sarah, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How are you? How are you? We lost you for a second there.
I know it. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened either, but you're here now.
I'm
And-
here.
Yes, and that was perfect because it gave me a moment to go ahead and introduce Eli. So it's perfect because we said we're going to have us just do a chat with all of us together.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, awesome. So starting with you, Sarah, how I read a little bit on how you got started, but how did you actually get started with photography? You said it was something that you already thought about, but how did you actually say, okay, today I'm starting my photography business?
Well, I started out doing graphic design. I was a graphic designer, and I thought, that was and it still is my passion. But I thought, that was that's my passion. This is what I'm going to be doing, and I left my job thinking that, okay, I'm going to be going into graphic design full time. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll start photography one day, not sure when, just whenever I'll start one day. And it was a girl that I came in contact with at my job, and she came in. I was at a doctor's office working, and she came in one day and she was in severe pain. And I ran to the door, helped her as much as I could, got the nurses and doctors in the back to come and, see about her. And we just kept in touch from that day. And I left my job, ended up leaving my job, stepped out on faith to do graphic design. She didn't know that I left the job. So she reached out to me and said, hey, I was checking on you, see how you're doing and everything. And I said, well, I don't work for this company anymore. And she said, well, yeah. I said, no, I stepped out on faith, started graphic design full time. And I said, I'm looking to start photography one day. So she said, really? I said, yeah. She said, I have a camera that's just laying around if you want to use it. And I said, are you serious? She said, yeah, it's an old camera, it's just laying here getting dusty. She was like, you can use it anytime you want. I say, oh, say no more. Where are you? I'll be there. So I ended up borrowing her camera. So that was kind of how I got started, taking pictures here and there. And I was so grateful to have her camera to be able to start practicing with.
That's awesome. Now, did you have to take a course? Did you take any classes on how to use it?
No, I just start playing around with it, start watching YouTube videos, and haven't taken any classes, any courses or anything.
Wow.
But yes, ma'am.
Amazing. What about you, Eli? How did you actually get started?
It started off as just a hobby, street photography. Had an interest in the Polaroid camera, so just taking instant pictures and examining them. And it was more so, like I said, street photography. I admire other photos and going through family albums and seeing photos of great grandparents and things like that. So it was always fascinated with capturing a moment and being able to look back at moments and events in the past and enjoy it. So that's probably what sparked the interest in it. And then I was talking to a friend one day that I went to college with. She stopped by to visit the family, and she was telling us she was getting married, and she loved my work so much she wanted me to do her wedding. And I'm like, no way! I just shoot for fun and everything. And she was so adamant about it and pushed me toward it. And I started studying. Went to YouTube University, took some online courses as well, and then just a lot of practice. Took on a mentor who kind of took me in, and the wedding never happened, but it started my, business and career in photography. I just wanted to give a shout out real quick and say hi, Mom, because she's on watching.
Oh, awesome! Hey, Mom. That's amazing. And I love to hear those stories because we all know it's like when you feel that passion, it's like, oh, I gotta do this. You doubt yourself, like I'm not doing a wedding, and then you get kind of into it, and then you're like, hey, these aren't bad. I could actually do this. So you guys really answered the next question. What were the resources that helped you along the way? And I think for everybody, it's always YouTube University,
Yes,
Google.
yes,
Oh,
Lord.
YouTube would be a big help. There are a lot of different online courses you can take and
Yeah.
things you can look into. And then also some like some of the trade shows, post or pre-COVID, those were very helpful. Getting a chance to meet other photographers from around the world and country and going out to those type of events were very helpful as well.
I haven't been to any of those events, actually. Which events are you talking about? Like
Shutterfest and
okay.
there's a photographer by the name of Sean Lee back in Detroit that a couple of years ago started an event there as well. So a lot of information, classes, tutorials, and like I said, a chance to also network with other photographers as well.
I love that. I love that. Like that. Next time there is one, we need to all go together. We need to let us know. Yes. So since this is a show about business, if someone is on the fence right now and they are thinking, I want to start my photography business or I want to just start a business, period, what advice would you give to that person right now? I'm going to let you answer first, Sarah.
I would say if it's your passion, if you feel confident about what you want to do, step out and do it. The longer you wait, the more time is wasted. Whatever your heart's desire is, ask God to lead and direct you in the direction you should go, and then just go from there. Trust, God along the process that He's going to supply you with everything that you need, and you'll be fine.
Yes, I love that. How about you, Eli?
I'm kind of on the same note. One, get started. I not really regret, but that was the one thing I wish I would have looked into the business aspect or learned more about it years ago versus later on. So definitely go for it. Get started. Having a mentor is great, and partnering with other photographers, establishing a style of work or your style of work, how you want to present your work and what style you're looking for. And then possibly even take some business courses to help you interact with other people and how to sell and market your own product as well.
Definitely. Now, do you talk to your mentor still now?
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome. You have a mentor as well, Sarah?
I don't have a photography mentor.
You don't? Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. So, well, we have our group still, so we have to make sure that we keep in contact on our group because I'm all about collaboration over competition. We need a Florida group, because is there a Florida group? I haven't heard of one, like a Florida photographer group.
There are quite a few different ones in Florida, yeah, but definitely it doesn't hurt to, especially once different photographers, to start your own. And just going back to the mentor piece, and stepping out, I wanted to start my business. So I was actually just Googling different photographers, looking at their work. And I came across a young lady. She's originally from Atlanta, Georgia, but at that time she was working out of Pontiac, Michigan. Sophia Smith, Making of Memories. And I decided to go visit her studio, paid for some courses from her. Met her and her husband and was able to establish a good relationship and learned a lot from that aspect, and became a second shooter for weddings and other events for her as well.
Oh, that's amazing. Awesome. Yes. Well, what is the most common myth about photography, about this field, that you two want to debunk? If there is, that you think. I don't think there is any myths. I think it is what it is. You know what I mean? So what do you guys think?
Well, a lot of people think it's just easy. I mean, it can become easy if you practice and love what you do. A lot of people think it's the equipment that you're using. It's funny. People joke around, just like if you eat a great meal, you don't go around saying, "Oh, that's a nice oven. That oven made a great cake." Right. So, equipment is one of them. Yeah, and just
I was thinking along the same lines. Sometimes we go out and shoot, and people say, "That's all you do." You just take the picture and that's it. I can do that. So it's like, yeah, you're taking the picture, but you gotta go home and you gotta work. You gotta, edit these photos, go through all of them. You gotta do some processing. So I think that's kind of
just to try to find the correct settings.
Right.
That's
they don't know. A lot of times they don't realize all the things you're doing behind that camera, adjusting your lighting,
adjusting numbers.
Yeah.
Getting the lighting together. Yeah.
Oh, I had my camera, my first camera. I had it sitting in the box for 6 months before I even touched it because I was so intimidated by the buttons and it was just a big camera. I had always took pictures with my point and shoot. I just had a regular point and shoot. It did everything. You just take pictures. Yeah, that's my husband bought me a camera for Mother's Day. Just out there, didn't tell me, didn't ask me. He just was like, since you like taking pictures, I thought you'd like this. And I'm like, what? And he asked, like, how come you haven't touched that camera I bought you? And I'm like, honestly, I'm intimidated by it. So I didn't touch it for 6 months. And then I finally started looking up, how to shoot and manual and stuff, YouTube University. And I had to go. Yeah. So
yeah, one of my first shoots. Well, my wife brought my first semi-pro camera. It was a Canon T3i, so I thought I was just like big stuff. And like you said, learning all the functions. So I was going out. Finally got a chance to second shoot with the lady Sophia I was talking about, and I was so nervous doing this session. It was an event actually, and I kept switching to automatic. So then when I gave her the edit, the card called me up and was like, if you ever switch to shooting automatic again, I'm gonna break your fingers. So I've been shooting in manual ever since then.
Yeah. Once you learn that manual, it's
you can't go back, right?
You're good to go. You're good to go.
You have to think all the time when you start shooting manual. So I hope my students are on here watching. I told them they need to listen to this.
It can be scary at first, but once you study, just there's a lot of resources and tools out there, and I'm pretty sure even in the different groups, there are a lot of people that can provide advice and information for you as well.
And I was telling somebody the other day about in auto, the camera does what it wants to do.
Right.
You're not in control of what your pictures are going to come out looking like. But in manual, you're going to be in control of everything of how you want that outcome to be. So yeah.
Oh, can you see the comments, Sarah? I'm trying to post some of them. Yes, she does it so well. Proud sisters this way. How sweet.
Oh. Those are my sisters.
Oh, that must be Mama.
That looks like Dad. I didn't know he was on there.
Dad, okay.
Thanks. Love you.
Awesome. So I knew this was going to be more of a chat. So what is the most frequently asked question that you have about photography?
Mine is, how long have you been shooting? A lot of clients just want to know, how long have you been in the field? How much experience do you have? And things like that. So yeah, mine is how long have you been shooting?
Yeah. What about you, Eli?
I would say like when I meet with my clients during consultation, I provide a lot of information on my history, how I got started, photos and examples. But it's funny, I would say the most, I don't hear it a lot, but probably the most is, what kind of camera you use? So,
and I have to ask you guys that too. What kind of camera do you use? Not that it makes a difference, but I'm a Nikon girl, so
I'm a Canon guy, several Canons, and it's funny. My mentor, Sophia, we used to always go back and forth because she's a Nikon shooter as well.
I have a Sony.
A Sony, okay. And I do want to venture out, and that's why we need to have a group, because I've shot with a Canon before, and the buttons are different. But now that I have another Nikon camera, those buttons are different. So I'm like,
I shot with a Nikon. I like the feel of it, the weight. I guess when I'm using something lightweight, I get nervous, like I'm gonna drop it or something. Or it's not as
yeah. That Canons are heavy. They are heavy.
Sony's are more on the lighter side.
Yeah, I like that. Oh goodness. So what is you guys' most memorable client experience that you've had?
Oh wow.
Think of one, right? If you could think of one.
You want to go first, Eli, or you want me to go?
Go ahead. I remember now, but you can go ahead.
I did a shoot in December of last year, and her name is Evangelist Melanie Griffin. I don't know if she's watching, but hey, girl. she had a group of women come together. She's over this prayer pushers ministry, and a group of women came together that she's over in Claxton, Georgia, at this big, beautiful mansion.
Wow.
And these women have have been through so much. They have stories that will bring tears to your eyes. So we were there photographing them, me and my sister, and had no idea, what these women have been through. When I got back home, I received a message on Facebook, and the lady was, her name is Tony, Miss Tony. I don't know if she's watching, but she was just saying that we really blessed her that day because she had just came from chemo and she really was not feeling up to come into the photo shoot.
Wow.
And she said that we took her in and treated her like she was the only one there, like she was a queen, and made her feel so good. And she was just telling us how blessed she was and grateful she was that we were there, catering to her, even though we were catering to, all the women, but she just felt like we were just there for her. And I'm telling you that blessed my entire, I told her that blessed my entire year, because I think I got that message right at the beginning of this year. So that just really blessed me, made me look at my photography business totally different. Not just going out here doing just taking pictures, but it's actually you're actually impacting people's lives, and you're not realizing how, when they look at those pictures and those photos, what type of feel they're feeling when they look at them, and how is it encouraging them.
Oh yeah,
that really made an impact on me.
I love that. And I understand that, because it's really, you're serving when you're taking these pictures.
Right.
It's serving because, they usually, I don't know why I always get the clients that say, oh, I really don't like taking pictures. I'm so nervous. And, they're so anxious beforehand. But then when they're like, I look so good compared to how I was feeling that day.
Right.
And I love that. That just makes me feel so good to see that they look, awkward or something like that. So that is awesome. What about you?
I would say similar events where I did a couple of maternity sessions, and I really enjoy them. But once you produce the product, not only looking at the back of the camera, but when you produce that print for that client, how excited and those moments, and then the after effects, one, building those relationships with them. So when the baby comes, you're doing family photos. So then just that whole process is an experience, you feel like you're there toward kind of not necessarily the beginning, but before the baby arrived, and then also pictures later on down the road. So those are very exciting for me and most memorable. And just the reactions the client gets when they get a chance to take a look at their photos.
Yeah. I love that. I got tears in my eyes and crying, and just don't realize it. And so, what are your favorite types of photo sessions to do? Like families, weddings, maternity. I know you just said couples. I love couples.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. So, what about you? You like couples as well, Sarah?
I love doing couples. I love sessions. Because you get to interact with them and make them, they're kind of like, oh, I don't want to do this in front of you, but
right.
Be yourself,
Yes.
Think about how many years y'all been married. Show me what 29 years look like. I just did a couple that celebrated 29 years. I'm like, show me what 29 years look like. And they kind of loosened up. So I love doing couples and individuals.
Yeah.
And pretty much anything.
Yeah. I love that.
All the sessions I do, but I gotta say maternities and probably seniors are fun. The seniors bring, and the different personalities, they're all different. So I love that energy they bring. And then, like I say, just the nature of the maternity sessions that I've done, correlating it with nature and just the nature and the beauty of bearing a child and motherhood. Those things I just feel very beautiful and touching.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Where are you all's favorite locations for sessions? Outdoor, indoor?
I'm definitely an outdoor girl. I grew up just playing outside, so I've always just loved nature. I climbed trees, we climbed fences, we played in the woods, I played with dirt, I just love being outside. If I go to a restaurant and they say you want to be inside or outdoor, put me outside.
Right.
I love because it's just beautiful. You have all type of features outside, God's beautiful creation. So it's just like you have so much to choose, so many different types of locations you can choose from being outside.
Yeah, I like outside too. I like the beach and outside. Awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Eli?
Found a location in Florida, Big Talbot Beach. I love shooting out there. It's very beautiful, quiet setting. And then looking for an urban look. Yes, this is in Jacksonville, North. But then when I'm looking for an urban look, I love shooting back home in Detroit. Just so much art and so much creativity, history when it comes to art and music. So just so many places and beautiful buildings and urban settings that you can shoot in.
Yeah, I'm trying to find an urban setting out here. Besides like Daytona, there's really not an urban, it's not fun. Yeah, so they need to get it together out here. Let me look at some questions. If anybody has a question for any of us, actually, please put them in the chat. I'm looking at everybody's comments here. Thank you so much. Says, I can't wait for me and my hubby's couple business session, D, or that's a smile. So I'm not sure who Melanie Blue is talking to.
Oh, that's my sister-in-law.
Oh, that's your sister-in-law.
Love.
I heard that. So awesome. So what do you guys do this is a new question. Sorry, guys. Okay. To move the needle in your business, like, do you have a to-do list or goal list that you put together monthly? This is for just people that are looking to start a business and do things like that, because it's always important that we set goals and that we do things to achieve those goals, whether it's weekly, monthly, daily, yearly. How do you guys set those goals and move the needle in your business? I'll let you guys think about it for a second. I'm sorry, that's a new one.
Yeah. For me, it's always work in progress. Like even having a whiteboard mentality where you always throwing ideas and adjusting if necessary. Things are adjusting or changing really fast now with the current environment. Like for instance, last year in January, it just started off booking a lot of weddings. I was doing some additional work for a contractor as well. And then obviously things change. So you have to make those adjustments and want to make sure right now you're protecting yourselves and protecting your clients. So you're always try to think, I hate saying outside of the box, but things change. So it can't always be the norm. So, and then being in management for over 20 years is, I incorporate change management and always trying to make adjustments and then be creative as well. So Definitely. It's just an ongoing thing. What I would recommend is one, have your plan written down, but just be prepared to make adjustments and changes to it as necessary. See fit.
Definitely.
And don't quit because you may fail a couple of times, but you, like I say, you got to get up and continue to make adjustments. I would also say don't compare yourself to others as well, or how well someone else is doing at this current moment, or appear to be doing. You don't know, but be grateful and thankful for them, and for their blessings. But don't knock yourself down because you don't see yourself where you want to be at that moment or time, or compare yourself to someone else's success.
All right.
And can I be just transparent for a minute? That happens to me so often. I don't know if it's just being a business owner, just being human or what, but I have to make sure that I pray about it and get my mindset right. Because sometimes, and actually to be honest, it just happened to me today. I looked on Facebook, somebody commented about another photographer. So I looked at their stuff and I'm like, wow, they're doing this, they're doing that. I should be at that stage right now. And, and I was telling my friend, like, fear, bitterness, jealousy, number one confidence killer. And I said, Lord, get that ugly spirit off of me.
Right.
And was like, okay, what do I really want to, what am I really thinking? I'm proud of this girl. I'm proud of her. Yeah. I need to congratulate and not hate and just be like, that's awesome, because I know she worked hard to get to where she is. So I congratulate her. That's awesome. So,
Right.
It's good to benchmark and look at successful companies or successful businesses, but don't let their success deter you from doing what you want to do and your goals.
Oh yeah.
Right. And I totally agree, especially when you're first getting started with photography and you see all of these photographers and their beautiful work and you're like, oh my God, I got a long way to go. But it's like, look at your work now and compare it to when you first, even a month or 3 months ago, 6 months ago, compare it to that, instead of comparing it to somebody else's work. Look at how far I've come in this, and in photography, you never stop learning. It's so much you can learn. You never stop learning, but you're on the right path. Like you're getting there. So like, take your time. Don't rush it. Don't beat yourself down. And then photography is how you want it to look. Everybody's work is different. Everybody has their own style. So it's what you like.
Definitely. And that goes for all businesses. You will see other people that are doing better than you. Everybody will have that feeling. That person has doing better than you. And that's where you want to strive. If that's where you want to be, check them out and see, okay, what are they doing? I need to work hard to get there. They've worked hard to get there. So, I want to do the same thing. And don't give up. Don't let that fear, that bitterness, that jealousy stick to you. Ask Lord to get that.
Right. And let people's work inspire you. Not, what I'm saying? Just let it inspire you, but not bring you down.
Not bring you down and not deter you or make you stop and just say, give up. Because that really, some people will see that and it'll paralyze them and they won't want to keep. So please don't let that paralyze you when you see somebody else doing better or whatever. And even fear, period. People say, oh, I don't want to do that because I'm going to look this way or look that way. Who cares?
Right.
Nobody's paying your bills. You are. That post, you better. You got something going on, and yes, definitely.
And in that aspect, going back to a mentor or even just having someone that you can have those conversations with, another photographer to look at you and to be honest and provide you feedback, because you should always be getting better at each session or each shoot that you have. I find myself, one of the things I don't like doing when it comes to photography, but I know is a necessary evil, is the editing. And I try to get it right in the camera as much as possible. But with your editing, you can learn from yourself, any mistakes you've had or things you want to get better. So just really focus on critiquing yourself and getting better each session and each time you get behind the camera.
And see, Eli, I love the editing process.
I know, I heard that.
I had to learn how to love taking pictures because I just wasn't a person that's going to go out there and just take pictures.
Okay.
I love editing. Like, I love that type of work. I said, well, now I got to learn how to like taking pictures. So, but now I love the whole thing.
I just got to get in the mood. I got to get the headphones, the music going. Everybody in the house has to be asleep.
For sure. Now, question: Do you ever outsource anything? Because I tried outsourcing my editing before.
Really?
I didn't like it. I personally didn't like it, and they were like, "Oh, we could work with you and get it to, you tell us exactly how you edit, and we'll do it just like you do it." And it took too long, and I'm like, "Well, I could have just did it by now." You know what I mean? So,
I experienced working with a contractor before, just the different styles. Sometimes they don't necessarily see what you see. And so when you edit it yourself, you can really try to bring out your vision and your creativity behind it. So I prefer doing it myself at this point.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be, they take my, how you have your presets that you've made, that you personally made. I had given them my presets and it was supposed to be, we'll edit just like it's yours, and you're right, it didn't work out. But these are professional photographers that were editing them, supposedly.
But everybody has a different eye, so it's kind
of. I know, but I'm like, I took it. So that didn't work out. So editing.
Yeah, I haven't outsourced any work, even though it's a lot of work to, to edit all those pictures. Just have to make it happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have a certain look that we want our pictures to,
Yeah.
a certain way we want our pictures to look. So we just have to
I
do
think
it
with me, I'm just so critical when I look at my work. I'm like, and I'll see something in editing and it drives me crazy. Where sometimes I'll be over complex about correcting something or trying to change the look or something versus just letting it flow.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes we edit our pictures and we think that they're not all the way up to par. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Right.
It could be a little bit better. But when we send them to our clients, they're like, oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Like, really? You like it?
Yeah. They don't have the photographer's eye, so I totally get that. And I think that's why, yeah. But definitely, I'm the type, I love to outsource. If I could outsource more things, I will do it. Like, this is not photography related. First of all, Melanie Blue, thank you. She says, I love this conversation. It's a great insight to the world of photography. Congrats to you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melanie.
Yeah, I knew that this would light up some people, especially, the photography class students. Hopefully they're watching because they have a love for photography. I have one that's starting her own business after taking the my photography class that I had. And I just, am so happy to share with you guys with this information because photography is an up and coming business still. People are opening all types of businesses, but even photography still. That's why they are still making these cameras, even though people have these cell phones that look great, but it's nothing like a camera. You know what I mean? So, and but with outsourcing, we even tried the Hello Fresh, just having groceries delivered. I mean, I outsource anything to keep me from having
Hello Fresh friend.
Yes.
Save on trips to the grocery store.
Yeah, save me. I'm thinking that hour to go to the grocery store, I could be editing because that's something that would take me, a little bit of time. What can I be doing in turn? So yeah, right. I love that. I love that. So before we wrap up, I'm going to ask you guys, where can we find you? If someone wants to get into contact with you, where can we find you?
You guys can find me right here on Facebook under my personal page, Sarah Baker Roberts, or you can find me on my business page, Peculiar People Photography. I'm also on Instagram under the same name, Peculiar People Photography, or you can just inbox me for my business number, which is 386-227-7574.
Awesome. What about you, Eli?
Can be reached at elidouglasphotography.com. There's also links to social media, Facebook and Instagram there. And I'm also found on Facebook, Instagram, Eli Douglas Photography.
Awesome. And let me check the comments. If anybody has a question. Oh, hey, Rhonda. She has, what does she say? Miss Kim Davis Stewart, I absolutely love this platform and how you decided to collaborate with my sis, Sarah Baker Roberts.
Hey, Rhonda.
Panelists, yes, what a way to be creative. Yes, and as people that know me, they know I have a heart for collaboration over competition, even though we have these feelings sometimes. Even when I see y'all's work, I'm like, dang, they're good. You know what I mean? So, but we have to collaborate. We have to stick together. We have to. And when I say collaboration over competition, I mean it. You both know. If a client has called me and says, Kim, can you do my photo shoot on this day? Or I have an event this day, I'll say, I can't do it, but sis, I know somebody that might help you. They're really good and I trust them because I'm not just going to throw my clients out there like, oh, can't help you. Sorry. No, I'm like, I have friends.
I appreciate it. And
me too. I appreciate it.
We referred several clients and they were all great people to work with as well.
Awesome.
We appreciate it.
Oh, yes. It's about the clients. So I definitely, and my friends that are photographers, like you got to stick together. I'm going to help you. You help me. I appreciate that.
Right. That's right.
Yes. Oh, hold on. Someone says, let's see, Melanie Boo, when should you add an assistant to your team? Amen. I like that. When you feel burnt out.
Okay. When your life keeps falling to the ground and you need somebody to hold that baby up. Okay.
Yes.
You need an assistant.
Yes. I think most people that are solopreneurs, which we all are, do you guys have any assistants? Because I heard you say, Sarah, that you have your sister helped you one time with a photography session.
Yes, my sister helped me. My sister-in-laws, Melanie or Rhonda, they have all helped me. My mother-in-law, and then I have a girl who's helping me now. She's a 19-year-old who wants to get into photography.
Nice.
So yes, it's always good to have somebody there helping you.
Yeah, yes. So definitely, when if you are looking to be an assistant to, I guess, be a second shooter, like you said, Eli, you reached out to a photographer and she allowed you to. That's a great way to start. Let somebody come on with you, or you can ask around, and probably even at the colleges, because we have a photography college out here. You know, ask somebody if they're looking to assist and see if you get an assistant that way. Family members are great because my husband is.
And my husband,
Yes.
I have to give a shout out to Kenny Roberts. That's my boo.
Yes.
He's definitely been a great assistant to me and a great supporter. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, you
definitely.
need support to help balance it all. And I want to thank my wife, Monique, and all of my children. I have 4, very supportive.
Yes,
So it helps a lot to have that support and assistance when needed.
definitely.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Definitely, definitely. But I am looking for, well, I just pretty much have a virtual assistant that helps me now because,
Awesome.
yeah, I just hire her at an at-need basis. She isn't just like all the way, with me all the time. But I love that because some things I'm just not that I'm not good at, but like some things I don't feel like doing. Yes, I can make a flyer, but I don't feel like it. I got other things I want to do. You know what I mean? And sometimes to me to have somebody just, can you make this for me real fast? Or can you, flyers I don't mind, but other big things like, y'all know what I'm talking about, like things that you do to push your business forward, paperwork stuff. Oh,
Even posting on social media.
Right.
You said even for posting on social media, that helps.
Yes,
Exactly.
does that, but I don't mind. I love social media. My husband says I post way too much, but I'm like, well, when you're a photographer, you have to post pictures all the time.
And then you have to keep up with your pages. Got to post on your personal page and your business page, Instagram page.
Yes, internship. Yes, Melanie. Yes, I'm interested. Melanie? Are you a photographer?
She's not a photographer, but she's a great designer.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Eli, I heard you say you you work with contractors. What other photography are you doing?
Well, I was working for a company that sourced out jobs for weddings and events. Yeah.
Okay. And what about your corporate events?
Corporate events, most of them were just sourced through my website and social media. So I've done quite a few corporate events that way. Word of mouth has helped a lot in Jacksonville too.
Yeah.
Definitely keeping up on your brand and making sure you're providing great work and service too. That helps with the word of mouth. Yeah. And just another point, and one of the things I've done when coming to Jacksonville was get around and visit a lot of different event centers and gain some partnerships through them as well. And being signed on as one of their featured photographers. So that helps as well with the business and getting the word out.
Definitely.
So if you're up and starting, that's something you can look into as well.
Yeah. Awesome. Love this. We could just keep talking forever. So if you have questions, make sure that you put it in the chat now or reach out to Eli or Sarah or myself, and we would love to assist you. As you can see, we love just, teaching what we know, teaching, anything about business, because this is the time, if anything, for me, I'm one, I love multiple streams of income, having different things going on, because if anything, this pandemic has showed us that, no job is perfect. No job is secure. Anything can happen. A lot of people have been striving in their businesses during the pandemic, but a lot have lost their jobs. And my heart goes out to people like that. And a lot of them that, that I have talked to, they were just happy to be able to pick up and do something different and have something that was already going on, and said, and luckily I had my side hustle going on. So I just dive deep into that and, and are loving it, so I just love it.
I think the one thing COVID's done is people are starting to step out a little bit more on faith versus relying on what they thought was going to always be there,
Right.
That's one of the positive things about it, just being able to have that faith, believing in the Lord and what he has in store for you and doing the right things, and then it'll work out for you.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. Well, thank you guys again for coming on the show. I enjoyed this conversation so much, and it looks like a lot of people have enjoyed it too. And I just am just blessed to have you guys as my photog friends. You guys do great work, and I love just collaborating with you all. And we got to do more stuff. I have something. I'm gonna be inboxing you guys soon. I just thought of something. My mind. All right,
Miss Kim, we appreciate you having us on here. I enjoyed it. Nice to see you.
Thank
you, Sarah. Thank you. Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody that watched. Thank you so much for your questions and your input, and we enjoyed. Thanks. Have a good night.
All right, take care. Thanks.
Bye.